Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. Get a woman who is willing to work on herself. And I would ask any comments, please, I don't feel like any smart comments like, oh, they won't do it and everything. Don't comment and just listen, okay? Just listen. And I'm just telling you what to do. Because first of all, making some smart comment like that ain't really helping your situation anyway. You know? Remember what I said earlier about being a critical thinker and maintaining your manhood. Don't respond to this emotionally. Seriously. But you want to get a woman who is willing to work on herself. Because one thing I will say, there are plenty of people, not just women, but men who don't want to work on themselves. Indeed, when we were talking about self-improvement, which, for the record, my book, Nice Guys and Players, has been about self-improvement from the get-go. Anybody who's ready to tell you, or any of my books, even in my Meeting Attractive Women, I'm telling you to improve yourself. That's always been my message, right? But see, you got a lot of men and women who don't want to do that. Now, I ain't going to get into the men. I'm going to get into the women. Because this message is mainly for men who will improve themselves, who will work to, have some control in their lives, who will work on developing the house of the man, developing all aspects of themselves, trying to hit it on all cylinders, right? You gotta get yourself a woman who's doing the same thing. Because and I've seen this happen. I've witnessed this. You get the guy who, hit the gym, work on himself, but the woman, she get those bonbons, she just chilling. And especially a lot of women once they get married. And they can't even put it off on the kid, getting a kid or something. I've seen personally witness some women who didn't want to improve themselves. Yet they want the man to do everything. All right. And it's like they don't want to change it. Like they'll say, oh, well, this is who I am. He need to take me as I am. I did a video on that before. You get some women like that, right? And like I said, it happens on both sides, but I'm addressing the men who are doing something with their lives, who are building themselves. You can't be with somebody who ain't doing it. That's called being unequally yoked, right? That's called being unequally yoked. And then if you that type who's trying to build and grow, and she don't want to do it, that says something about her character. What did I say earlier? Her personality is key. If you a builder, if you someone constantly trying to spiral, if that woman ain't doing the same thing, y'all ain't compatible. She's not complimentary to you. And then remember what I said earlier about women try to always get a man to follow their agenda. That's why I say don't mess with a woman whose agenda ain't about being supportive of you. If they ain't part of her agenda, I'm like, man, okay. Go on about yourself, all right? But you have to have a woman who's willing to grow, because none of them walk on water. And if she wants to just be stuck in some place, let her be stuck by herself, So what do I mean grow? Willing to work on herself. She's willing to keep herself healthy. She's willing to, work on any bad habits. She's willing to improve her mind. Let me go back to that healthy thing. You want somebody who's going to be in shape, because let's be real. There's a reality. Men are most moved by a woman's physicality. And I've told women that. It's like, don't fight it. Shoot. God, Allah, Galactus, Big Rom, the Great Pumpkin made it easy for women. So definitely keep that up. That's why, a lot of men talk about that wall and everything, but I personally know several women in their 50s, even 60s, who got killer ass bodies. They kept themselves up to the greatest extent. Seriously, they kept themselves up to their greatest extent. Like the gym I go to, you got some women in their 50s and 60s, and they be all up in the classes. They be on the weight machines, everything. And I'm just be looking at them. I was like, man, these women got better bodies. Those are good. They keeping themselves up. They know what they need to do, right? That's physically. Bad habits, nobody should accept a bad habit. You shouldn't accept it in yourself as a man, but you definitely shouldn't accept it in a woman. If she got it, she need to be at least say, okay, you know what, I'm working on it. Because, when we get a bad habit or some negative personality traits, there's a lot that went into developing them. But when you recognize it, and even she recognizes, if she's that type, well, this is who I am, you need to be like, oh man, you had a fat butt too, but we ain't gonna get along. Are you working on this? I actually told a woman that one time. I said, look, and she knew what her issues was, but she was like, and I was like, well, what are you doing to change that? I was like, right now, we ain't compatible, And I was nice about it, but I'm like, hold up, okay, we all got something we working on, everybody, men and women. But if that person ain't willing to work on it, what's the point? What's the point? And then everybody should be trying to improve their mind. Is this woman trying to be smarter, or is she just happy being where she is? Because let me be real. Any man who just want that woman to stay stuck, he in trouble. Because like I said, a woman's very nature, her primal nature is to draw you to her. That starts with the whole procreation act. Women it's a subliminal thing because they have to draw the men to them in order to procreate, right? They have to draw the men to them. But that extends to their outer personality, not just in having a certain personality that makes it easier to draw the type of man she wants, but also her agenda. Her agenda. And a woman's basic agenda connected with the procreation is building a nest. So she basically wants that man to bring her stuff, right? And do stuff according to her agenda, right? But even with all of that, a woman should still be improving her mentality. She still need to be getting smarter about life, not necessarily in an academic sense or getting some career or something, but just about life. She need to learn how to make better decisions. And so when you dealing with a woman, you need to deal with, that's the main thing you need to look at. Is this woman open to growing? That's the main thing. Physically, personality-wise, intelligent-wise, even emotionally. Because women are primarily emotional. Is she working to keep those emotions positive? Like everything. Is she the work could be on so many levels. Always get a woman who's doing that. If you got to get a woman, that's the main thing. Get a woman who's doing that. And even if you just want that woman for like a quick one night stand, actually think about that too. Try to get a gauge on her. Always get a gauge. It's like, is this woman trying to get better at stuff? What is she doing? Like if anytime I would deal with a woman, that's one of the questions I might ask. So, what you trying to do? I pay attention to all that stuff. So anyway, right? I want y'all to think on this. You got to get a woman. Get one who's willing to work on herself. All right, fellas? Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Peace and blessings.